Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and continuing with the top story for the day, which is the fabulous listing of Tata Technologies, the IPO from the Tata Group after a gap of 19 years. The price at the moment is somewhere in the vicinity of 1333, which is about 167% premium to what the offer price was, to the extent of 500 rupees share. Joining us is Mr. Warren Harris. He's the MD and CEO of Tata Technologies. A very happy man today. Mr. Harris, welcome to Business Today Television. What a pleasure to host you on what has been a remarkable listing for Tata Technologies. What are your first thoughts? And then we'll try and prize out from you the roadmap from now on.
Well, we're completely overwhelmed. Yeah, this is obviously a milestone day for the company. We're incredibly gratified and very humbled by the trust and the confidence that's been extended in us from the financial markets, and we're going to work very, very hard to repay that trust as we build out the company for the future.
Wonderful. Let's begin the conversation on the roadmap ahead, Mr. Harris. Much has already been written about the fantastic parentage that you enjoy, and of course the deep relationships that Tata Technologies has in the automotive and the aerospace technology sector as far as its client list is concerned. For the next 2 years, what are the 3 or 4 major points that you would be working on as far as investors should be concerned?
Yeah, I think there's a number of growth vectors that we are looking to continue to intersect with. We're going to stay true to the focus that we've got on automotive, aerospace, and transport, construction, and heavy machinery. We see significant opportunity in and around the pivot within automotive towards autonomous driving, towards connected services, towards electrification and shared mobility. And we believe that we've got proof points and capabilities in each of those areas that represent a compelling proposition for the market and the customers that we're working with. We are also extremely bullish about aerospace. We've been impaneled by Airbus 18 months ago. We've opened offices in Toulouse and Hamburg. We rolled out the IT systems to connect ourselves with the various facilities inside of Airbus. Airbus is a very regulated organization, so we've gone through various accreditations, and we're now looking to discharge an order book that we've worked to grow since we were impaneled. So aerospace is a business that we expect to grow very aggressively in the next couple of years. And with transport, construction, and heavy machinery, it typically lags automotive by 3 to 4 years. So we're starting to see the same sort of growth and demand opportunities that we've seen in automotive in the recent past start to present itself in the farm equipment, mining equipment, and the construction equipment areas. As far as our value proposition or our lines of service are concerned, we are investing very heavily in our software-defined vehicle capabilities, and we're also looking to continue to build out the full end-to-end product capabilities, full vehicle and full product capabilities that are relevant to the different industry sectors that we serve.
Okay, so these are of course the 2 broad maps that Mr. Harris is pointing out. So you've been a Tata veteran, 14 years at helm, 14 years, 8 months at helm of Tata Technologies, and before that 4 years in an organization that was taken over by Tata Technologies. Tell us, at the moment 80% of your FY23 revenue comes from services and the rest from technology solutions. Is this the roadmap forward? Will this bifurcation continue, or do you see some positivity towards technology solutions getting a higher share of revenue in the next 2-3 years?
Now we continue to believe that at our heart we are a services company, and so the primary focus of our business is going to be growing services. We see that with products and with education specifically, that we are addressing a very real need for our customers. One of the primary constraints to technology adoption in the manufacturing sector is the availability of relevant skills, and we are addressing that through our emerging EdTech proposition. So we will invest in that. We'll continue to position the importance of that in terms of our overall value proposition. But again, at our heart, we're a services company, and so we'll continue to invest in our product engineering capabilities and also in the digital services that we provide to customers to enable them to deploy the right technology that will accelerate their ability to be able to realize great products in the future.
Right. Mr. Harris, at the moment, if you see the 2-year growth in terms of revenue, that's somewhere like 36%, and profit after tax for Tata Technologies has surged 61% CAGR over the last 2 years. Is this the growth that you are likely to maintain over the next 2-3 years, or is the pie going to get sweeter?
Well, we don't provide guidance in terms of revenue and or margins, but what I will say is that we think we're in a great market sector. The global ER&D market is growing at close to 10%. The addressable space for engineering service providers like ourselves is growing at a faster rate than that, and the contribution from India is growing at a faster rate than even the growth rates of the addressable market. So we think that we're in a great swim lane. We think that the momentum that we've established over the last couple of years will provide the basis from which we will grow in the future. And so we're very bullish about the market opportunity and our ability to be able to intersect with it in the coming years.
Okay. Mr. Harris, one of the issues with companies such as yours, which address a very narrow segment, in your case automotive and aerospace, is the fact that the number of addressable clients is fairly less unless you are a generic services provider. How do you plan to address or increase the number of verticals that you offer? Or are you just going to drill deeper and deeper into the automotive and aerospace?
Well, we think that there is more than enough opportunity in the next couple of years to satisfy our growth aspirations within the automotive, aerospace and transport, construction and heavy machinery areas. We think that the propensity for outsourcing within those sectors will continue to grow, and we think that the end-to-end coverage that we represent as far as the requirements of those customers are concerned ideally positions Tata Technologies. We do think that going forward that there will be some adjacent verticals that will represent opportunities. We're doing a lot of work at the moment with the chip manufacturers in and around software defined vehicles. We think that that will provide fungibility to be able to address the growing requirements of the high-tech industry. We also think that the experience that we've had in aerospace in and around the management of regulations and the expectations that are positioned in and around a very controlled industry will afford us the type of skill sets and IP that will be relevant to verticals like medical equipment. But in the short term, we're going to be focused upon automotive, aerospace and transport, construction and heavy machinery. We think there's more than enough upside to be able to again address the growth expectations that we've got for the company.
Okay, Mr. Harris, while you've declined to comment on the future trajectory of sales as well as profit, let's look at the profitability numbers. A very smart EBIT margin of about 16.1% and a return on capital of about 32%. Given the fact that you do such high quality work for a very high-end tech-oriented space, do you think these margins are sustainable?
Well, not only do we think that that they are sustainable, we also think that there's opportunity for incremental improvement going forward. If you look at our offshore ratios, it's typically 50-50, and we think that in the coming years we can move that to closer to 65-35. We don't ever think that we're going to get anywhere close to the India out companies that sometimes we compete with, because we very much represent a balanced proposition as far as our things like our full vehicle capabilities are concerned. Customer intimacy is an integral part of what we do when we take on the turnkey responsibility for something like an electric vehicle. So we always think that we're going to represent a global proposition as opposed to an India out proposition. But we certainly think that we can improve offshoring, and through offshoring we'll be able to drive improvements in margin.
Okay, so the outlook on the margin remains healthier from the current levels. A bit of difficult questions now, Mr. Harris. The mid-cap IT space in the Indian tech environment and in the listed space for markets has been creating the right sort of waves over the last 2 years. Fabulous outperformances coming from many of your rivals whom you compete with in the automotive space, in particular KPIT Technologies. What do you think are the Indian mid-cap IT companies doing right, which obviously your larger rivals such as Infosys, Wipro, and I dare say TCS are not getting it?
Well, I would distinguish between the IT services sector and the ER&D sector. I think what we have seen in the last 4 to 5 years is a greater degree from manufacturing companies to outsource product development work. I think as the manufacturing industry pivots along technology lines such as the move to autonomous driving, the move to connected, the move to alternative propulsion systems, and specifically the move to electrification, you're starting to see most of our customers access skills and capabilities through partnerships with ER&D companies like ourselves. KPIT has taken advantage of that. LTTS has taken advantage of that. Alexi's taken advantage of that. So the overall sector is growing at a faster rate than the global IT services industry, and we certainly expect that to continue in the next couple to 3 years.
Okay. The other thing I wanted to ask your opinion, or actually the future is, we've often been told these days that the biggest computer that you are now going to buy has 4 wheels and it goes by the name of a car. Now, if you look ahead 2 or 3 years down the line, there are 2 or 3 technologies that are converging. One is the driverless space, and of course the other is the extensive automation that is going inside the car when it comes to driving comfort, when it comes to customer safety, as also the prevention of accidents. According to you, within the automotive space, which are the top 2 or 3 segments where much of technology is going into and where there is the maximum amount of money to be made?
Well, I think if you look at ER&D spend, traditionally it's been focused upon mechanical systems. I think the speculation is that by 2030, the split between mechanical systems and systems that are informed by electronics and software will be closer to 50-50. And so we're seeing an exponential increase in areas such as software-defined vehicles, in infotainment, and in ADAS. And I think that there's going to be opportunities across the board. And certainly Tata Technologies is investing in terms of capabilities that will enable us to be meaningful and relevant in each one of the areas that will drive the growth that we're expecting to see in and around software.
Okay. With that, Mr. Harris, this very short but very wonderful interaction draws to a close. Once again, a heartfelt and most wonderful Congratulations to you, your team, and everybody within the Tata Group for this phenomenal listing that has happened. And welcome to the treadmill. From now on, we'll be meeting every quarter to try and understand what Tata Technologies is doing. And again, all the good luck and all the best wishes to you to get more and more customers. And welcome to the listed universe.
Thank you very much indeed. And again, thanks for your interest in our company. Thank you.
So that, ladies and gentlemen, was Mr. Warren Harris. He's the MD and CEO of the newest listed darling on the Bombay Stock Exchange and the National Stock Exchange, Tata Technologies Limited. At the moment, 1341. This is a 167% premium to its offer price of 500 rupees. It got listed at 1200, then it went all the way up to 1400 rupees per share. At the moment, about 5,000 crore rupees worth of Tata Technologies has changed hands on the National Stock Exchange, and it is still time to go as far as markets will close. Thank you so much. Do stay tuned into BTTV for all the financial news needs in what is a roaring market, bull market unfolding on Dalal Street. Thank you for watching us.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.